So I thought I'd do a little piece about the Edinburgh Vaults, which are said to be some of the most haunted places in the United Kingdom. Edinburgh Vaults, you might say. No, it's not like that. No, it's not like that at all. For a quick history, there was a bridge that was constructed in 1785 and it was finished 3 years later in 1788. It was called the South Bridge. 19 arches were built underneath the bridge to support it, and this created the vaults. So they opened the South Bridge and the vaults beneath it with a grand opening. A really rich old lady wanted to be the first person to cross it. They said yes, but just before the bridge and the vaults were opened, the lady died and they took her across the bridge in her coffin. And yes, she was the first person to cross the bridge, but she crossed it in her coffin. So that was obviously seen as an omen, a bad omen to the locals, yeah. As the years went by, the population of Edinburgh grew and grew and grew, and the poorest of the population grew and grew and grew. And there was very little place to house the poor at the time. So obviously the vaults beneath the bridge became a really, really good place for the poor people to seek refuge and shelter. They were dank, they were dark, they were smelly, and above and below ground there were lots and lots of deaths, as there was lots and lots of illness and lots of murders. People who were dying above ground that died of natural causes were often stored in the vaults because there was a little bit of space there. But also the vaults were famously used by murderers who would hide their victims there as well once they killed them. Body snatchers. I didn't know what body snatchers were. During the conversation, I pretended I knew what they were. I ran home and I looked it up. And it basically means when someone digs up a corpse and then sells it. So I guess because people used to like to dissect the bodies, but also maybe sketch them. So yeah, it was really cold and a very constant temperature down there. So it must have been a perfect morgue of its time. About 80 years after it was created, conditions were so terrible down there that they had to clear out the vaults. And they had to clear out all the rooms, and they made them into bars and stuff, which you can go to, and a theatre, which I thought was kind of fun. But there is still one preserved bit, which is pretty much as it was. They just cleared it of all of the bodies. So let's see what's been witnessed inside the double height room. A man with a top hat and a beard has been seen. The temperature in that room changes dramatically, and dogs are terrified of it, apparently. The tavern room. There was a notorious gentleman's club inside the vaults here, which was said to have been linked to the devil himself. And it's the same guy, the same guy who was in the double height room who haunts the tavern room. Sighs and screams are said to come from this room, and people have claimed to feel drunk, and some people even appear drunk in the room and can't stop laughing, almost like they are in a very seedy gentleman's club. Nidri Street corridor is haunted by a big, malevolent male spirit who occasionally shouts, "Get out!" A room of cobbler. This room is said to be haunted by a happy spirit. A shoemaker by trade, he is always smiling and laughing, and he's known to tug at people's shoelaces as they walk past. There's another spirit in the cobbler's room, known as the Veiled Woman, but she's not so friendly. It is said that stones are thrown at visitors, and especially female visitors feel something like grief and anger whenever they go through the room. Some female visitors have even reported having abdominal pains. So it is thought that the Veiled Woman lost a child or something like that, or might have lost a child, which is really, really sad. The Wine Vault is said to be haunted by a little boy. He likes other children, and apparently women have felt a little small hand, a little paw in their hand. So yeah, haunted by a little boy. The White Room. This is the most active room in the place, and a very nasty spirit lives there, known as Mr. Boots or the Watcher. His footsteps are heard in here, and people have even said they think they can smell his bad breath. That one sounds quite scary. So yeah, the Edinburgh Vaults sounds like an absolutely amazing place to go to. I'll definitely be going in the next few weeks because I want to check it out. I want to see if I can hear the footsteps. I want to feel if I can feel the temperature changing. I want to see it all. I want to see it all. I want to see if the myths are true. I hope you enjoyed the spooky ride